Hello everyone, welcome to the Allianz Arena in Munich. This is the third round of the DFB-Pokal, the round of 16. I'm Phil Bonney. The record champions, the record cup holders, up against the current cup holders, Borussia Dortmund. What a tasty morsel to go into the Christmas break with. These two sides, both massive followings around the world. People tune into this one and been wetting their lips for weeks about this cup tie, and hopefully it won't disappoint. 5 wins and 1 defeat from the last 6 matches. Bayern are the in-form side, and after changing coaches, Dortmund now with Peter Stöger leading the decision-making process as to who plays. It's a much different Dortmund that come here for this game. But we expect fireworks. There's normally fireworks when these two sides meet. Peter Stöger was absolutely delighted to get at the helm for this one. Jupp Heynckes has got an up-and-down past against Dortmund. It's the 11th time these two sides have met in this competition. A little bit of advertising for Euro 2024. Also noticeable by his absence today for Bayern is Arjen Robben. 2 captains, Thomas Müller today and Marcel Schmelzer. They know each other, of course, from international duty. Referee's assistants today, Mike Pickle on the right, Raphael Foltin on the left, Marcus Schmitz, the 4th official. There's no video assistant referee in the quarterfinals of this competition. But I'm led to believe that they will kick in after this round. There's a place in the quarterfinals that's being played for today, let's get that right. What an absolute treat. An early Christmas present to see these two sides lock horns. They're each other's worst enemies. 17 wins in away matches for Dortmund. Club records. Their last cup defeat on the road was against Bayern. So the home sides kick off this round of 16 cup game between Bayern München and Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund in their yellow and black, kicking from left to right without Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Bayern without Robben, but with Alaba, who won the throwing. Throw in from Alaba, returned to him by Lewandowski. Weigl just flicking that one into the air. Paves. Müller. Early touch for Roman Burki. These two sides know each other of old. One thing certain, one of these two sides won't be in this competition by the end of the evening. We will see a result. If it's level after 90 minutes, there'll be 2 periods of extra time, 15 minutes each way, and if it's still level, then there'll be penalties. Niklas Süle, judged to have fouled Christian Pulisic. Sokratis to Top rack, Weigl. Well worked by Weigl, but too long in the end, the pass. Sven Ulreich in goal for Bayern today. Had a couple of matches off earlier on. A couple of weeks back, in fact. Tom Starker took over for him. Most people will be really expecting Dortmund to go for this, because the way things are looking, it could be their only piece of silverware this season. If they exit here, it's very unlikely that they'll do anything other than finish second. But a first rattle of the bar lets them know that they have to work a lot harder. That really came as a surprise. They got a very rude awakening. Very good pressing from Bayern. Franck Ribéry had a mind to have the ball back from Alaba then, but he couldn't quite connect with the pass. Martinez is forward. Vidal. This game started exactly as everybody was hoping. It's well won by Tonyan. Jarmolenko dug himself out of trouble. Kagawa. His pass took a deflection. Kimmich back to Boateng. Socrates not wanting to take any risks at all. Can't say I blame him. Last season, of course, Dortmund put Bayern out at the semi-final stage to progress, and eventually won the cup against Frankfurt. Uncharacteristic mistake from Joshua Kimmich. Well, that's coming back from offside there, Jarmolenko. Subbed off 8 times this season in the league, most at Dortmund, but with that injury to Aubameyang, he might get a longer game today. Real highlight before the winter break for neutrals and fans alike, and a block at the last second keeps the score at 0-0. Socrates didn't really know too much about it. And that was the ball that came back off the bar. First corner of the game for the home side. Ribéry. Massive amount of pressure from Bayern at the moment. Kagawa just kicks it into safe territory. Very nearly picked it up again. Dortmund keen to get to the second ball. That That was well taken down by Pulisic. Such a great talent, the young American. Calling him Captain America in Germany in the press. Little shimmy. Only sent Guerrero the wrong way. Hummels doesn't look too comfortable on the ball, hobbling just a bit. Such is the nature of his play. He does get a few knocks now and then. Vidal, offside, surely. No, not at all. A waggle of the finger from Robert Lewandowski. The referee's assistant saw that he was being played onside by Toljan. Dortmund clear the ball. Extremely good stop by Roman Burki. And the aluminium coming to Dortmund's aid there. 9 times out of 10, that would have been in from Vidal. He's had a very good scoring run so far in this first half of the season. Not scored in this competition, but he's got 5 in the league. Second top scorer. Jarmolenko's offside and he knows it. Well, even from that angle, it's fairly obvious he's offside. Bayern have kept a clean sheet in their last 3 league games. If they can do that again today, they'll be very pleased. Lewandowski nearly pulled that one down. Bayern have scored in all of their last 16 games. Dortmund in their last 21. Ribéry. Alaba on the overlap, but Ribéry's opened up some room for himself. Oh, perfect! Almost from Robert Lewandowski. That was cool, clever and quick thinking from the Polish striker. Ribéry forced to find save and almost like the can-can. Robert Lewandowski, inches, millimetres from making it 1-0. Schmelzer looked very relieved to see that ball go out and not in. Often these games in the Cup can be very evenly balanced. 3 of the last 4 have gone to extra time. Toljan, who joined from Hoffenheim in the summer. James. Delightful curl on that ball, and again the aluminium, but the follow-up from Boateng, who hasn't scored in 82 Bundesliga games, puts Bayern in front. Well, there's only so many times that the aluminium can come to your rescue. The pressure was too much, something had to blow. And Peter Stöger, who's never beaten Bayern as a coach, finds himself a goal down in just over 10 minutes. Clever header from Boateng, back across the direction that the keeper was moving. Made it very difficult for Berkey to get anywhere near it. And that was a stonking header as well from Niklas Süle that came off the bar. Boateng's first goal in the competition this year. Well, last time they played, they had to come back as well. In the cup, that is. Here's a little fact bomb for you. In games at home, if Bayern take a 1-0 lead, they win 85% of them. I'm not 100% sure if that actually means anything or not. Home fans in good voice. Ribery. Almost second nature is understanding that he has with David Alaba. They pair up so well on this left flank. James, another left-sided player like Robben, like Alaba. Officially, Franck Ribery is able to use both feet, but he does like his left. Dortmund are taking their time here. They're finding themselves under incredible pressure. 8 shots on goal so far for Bayern, but not a sausage to be seen from Dortmund. 60% of the ball has been in Bayern's possession as well. And they've allowed themselves to get bottlenecks down in that corner. And that's always the problem. You then have to kick long, and Bayern just snap the ball up, and all of a sudden, they're right on your doorstep. Toljan's header will be a throw-in for the home side. We've seen goals in all the last 5 meetings between these sides. It's been a while since we've seen it goalless. Dortmund's coach is used to sitting deep from his time at Köln. 10 days or so since he took over at Dortmund. But sitting deep against this onslaught is probably one of the only options they have at the moment. It's a big blow for them to go into this game without Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Fabulous header from Zula. And a very clever follow-up from Boateng. Well, there's plenty to think about. There were a few Dortmund fans in the stadium. You can see the yellow and black stands out quite noticeably amongst the red and white. It's the 7th season in a row that these two sides have met in the Cup. There have been 3 wins for each side in those previous 6 games. As I said, 3 of them decided in extra time. Of Bayern's last 36 Cup games, they've only lost 3, and all of them have been to Dortmund. But Bayern with the upper hand at the moment. But there is still a lot of class in the Dortmund side. They're not a side that will just roll over and let Bayern have this tie. James heads it out. Kimmich gives it back to him, and he'll do likewise. Put back in by Vidal. That was a nice piece of skill from him. Ribéry rides the challenges, keeps possession. I'm not sure that Dortmund can keep up this frenetic hassling of the ball that they've been doing. Game being played virtually entirely in Dortmund's half. Martinez puts the ball out. Franck Ribéry's taken a knock in the mouth by the look of it. And that's exactly where it came. Shinji Kagawa was responsible for that. Bayern have won 3 of the last 4 games against Dortmund, and in all 4 games, both sides scored. Again, another reason not to write Dortmund off this evening. And there's going to be a yellow card here for Franck Ribéry. There was some confusion. He wanted to come back on. hadn't been allowed back on by the referee. And that's why he got the yellow card. That's why Socrates was appealing to the referee, because the referee hadn't waved him back on. And that's why he got a yellow card. First one in the competition this season. This is only his second game, though. But it will mean that he'll have to watch himself. One thing that Dortmund don't seem to have is that razor's edge. Ever since Dembele left for pastures new, and with Aubameyang out, it leaves them without that cutting edge. Paves, Ribéry. Bayern have players that can do unbelievable things with the ball. Ribéry, James, Alaba running in behind Toljan. Is beginning to really enjoy himself in Bavaria. Great run from Müller. Oh, great vision. Just a little bit too close to Socrates, and then Lewandowski stepped on his foot. That's a free kick. And if Lewandowski didn't notice that, then he's wearing far too big of studs. Nice move from Müller. Just caught Socrates. I think it was one of those that Socrates made a fuss of because of where it was, not what it was. In terms of substitutes, Dortmund might look to Andrij or Mahmoud Dahoud. And they've also got a player who scored in the 5-0 against Magdeburg, Alexander Isak. Dortmund without Piszczek. Lucas Piszczek's got a knee problem. Gonzalo Castro's ankle. Mario Götze, another ankle problem. Maximilian Philipp and Marco Reus, both knee injuries, keeping them out. They've got a long list of injuries. So long, in fact, that Peter Stöger might be feeling at home. Not quite as long as the Köln injury list. helped it on. Forced into an error. Forced to giving possession away at any rate. Most common result between these two sides is 1-1. 10 games have ended that way. On average, you get to see well over 3.5 goals per game when these two sides lock horns. Jarmolenko, Toljan, Pulisic. That wasn't a good pass from Weigl. As far as Bayern are concerned, it could all end now, so they don't have to feel forced or rushed into attacking the Dortmund end. Nearly half an hour gone. They're a goal to the good. Jerome Boateng. Who, as I mentioned, hasn't scored in the league for a long time, nearly as long as Dennis Dickmeyer, but not quite that long. Ribery. Alaba has his cross charged down by Toljan, and they're having a right old battle between them. Toljan, Ribery and Alaba. Have been putting in some heavy artillery as far as headers are concerned. Now this looks to be part of the game plan, is to get forward in numbers. Boateng on his way back to the defence, stopping off to win the ball back for his team. Offside. There's the flag to prove it. Oh, so fast and so perfect, the pass between the two of them. Lewandowski's ball back to Ribery. He looked almost as if it was on a piece of rubber. It's still attached to Ribery's foot. he's got it in mind to get himself a goal this evening. He's certainly working very hard indeed. He loves to attack. Maybe he should have tried to shoot immediately. He got the ball back from Lewandowski. Just over half an hour gone, and Dortmund already thinking about making a substitution. I think it's Marc Bartra that will make way for Mahmoud Dahoud. That gives Dortmund a little bit more in the attacking department. That Dortmund will probably go to a flat back four then. Zula. Socrates came away with it and was prepared to keep going with it. That's the kind of ball that will just be returned straight back at you. And a little look between Lewandowski and Ribéry. That substitution can be made. In fact, it is exactly as the little voice in my ear told me. Mahmoud Dahoud, who's provided the most assists alongside Aubameyang this season at Dortmund. Just doing a little bit of background looking. Oh, that's been a huge opportunity for Jarmolenko, and a great stop on the line for Alaba. It was his mistake. He should have hit that ball out as it came in. And Dortmund won't get a better chance than that without scoring. Well, David Alaba, what a stop that was. It was his error of judgment, or his inability to get to the ball, put it that way, that led to the chance. But my goodness, he got himself on the line and got himself in the way of the shot. Excellent defending from the Austria international. Martinez and Schmelzer tangling. And this was the cross seen from the other side. Yep, misses the ball, but he goes straight to the line to defend. Brilliant positioning. Jarmolenko did everything right except score. Has had a quiet time so far this evening. That's an excellent pass though for Franck Ribéry. Ribéry trying to do the reverse Robin, come in from the right-hand side. Dortmund have established themselves much better in this game now. It's a good move to bring on Dahoud. Gives them a little bit more bite up front. As he simply releases Pulisic to be able to do more. And I was about to mention earlier that that's, I think, don't quote me 100%, but I think that was the first cup goal that Jerome Boateng's ever scored. Doesn't score very often. It's his job to make sure people don't score. He's only scored about 3 in the league. Dortmund did well to plug the gaps. They've got their confidence back after getting shocked by the sheer ferocity of the Bayern attack in that 10-minute period that resulted in them getting a goal. They need to remember that they can win here and have won here. Nice ball from Toprak. Dahoud couldn't get it under control. Alaba. It's a powerful run from Alaba. Almost a too complicated pass. You might remember earlier I said that 8 shots to 0. It's now 9 shots to 1. It shows you how the pressure has eased off, or has it? No, it hasn't at all. He came off the bench to score against Stuttgart last weekend. And now Thomas Müller, the captain's made it 2. And he made it look so easy. So simple. Dortmund are 2 down. Record winners. 18 cups in their cupboards. Look to be moving closer to the next round. Thomas Müller. The dinkiest of dinked balls over the keeper. Quality. Confidence. Returning by the bucket load since Jupp Heynckes has been back. Thomas Müller looks very much on the way back to the old Thomas Müller that, goodness me, Uli Hoeneß is laughing. I hope everybody makes a note of that. A smile on the face of Uli Hoeneß is something you do not see very often. But that was certainly worth smiling about. A class goal from a class player. Onus on Dortmund now to do something. Nothing to lose other than a place in the next round. Which at the moment they do not have. Dahoud run himself into a dead end there. too far for Ribéry. But nicely done. That's Mats Hummels. Said he was suffering from a little bit of a cold. I don't think it was actual flu. Best not to play if you're carrying an infection. Big mountain to climb now for Dortmund. Tolian jogging forward on this near side. Schmelzer, Kagawa. Dahoud wanted the ball. The average number of goals in the first half of games between these two sides is just over 2. 2 and a bit. Well, we've had 2. I suppose you can count the aluminium strikes as a bit. Martinez has a little look up. Lewandowski on this near side. Plenty of room to move into. Zola to the scorer of the first goal. Boateng's pass. Wayward. They had a little bit of momentum earlier on, Dortmund, but it's slipped away from them. Final minute of time in this first half. The referee's assistance, or the fourth official, is not holding up a board, so it doesn't look as if there's going to be any time added on for stoppages at the end of this half. Pulisic needs to release the ball if anything's to come of this attack. Oh, a little touch from Kagawa. Was nice, but there was no one there to receive it. So the score from the Allianz Arena at half-time. Bayern Munich 2, Borussia Dortmund 0. Hello, welcome back to the Allianz Arena in Munich for the second half of this round of 16 game. A place in the quarterfinals at stake, and at the moment it looks very much like Bayern Munich are going to be taking it. 2-0 up at half-time. Dortmund already with one substitution. Haven't made any at the break, or don't seem to be planning to make any at the break. Bayern also unchanged, it looks like, for this second half. Thomas Müller, 2 goals in as many games. Well, they look motivated, or at least Christian Pulisic does. Probably one of the best teenage footballers in the world at the moment, but his side are down by 2 goals to 0. Dortmund in the black and yellow have all the work to do in this second half. If you're just joining us after the restart, I'm Phil Bonney. I'll be with you all the way through to the end of the game. If Dortmund do manage to come back and it's a draw after 90 minutes, there will be 2 periods of extra time, both of 15 minutes in length, followed by a penalty shootout. But at the way this is going, it doesn't look like we're going to go that far. Franck Ribéry into the box, they're queuing up, James, and that was a tricky save from Roman Bürki. It wasn't particularly moving at any great rates, but he had to get down fast to stop it. And indeed, it's a corner for Bayern. Müller, who's already hit the crossbar once with a powerful header. Could have been much nastier for him. Kagawa and Dahoud must conjure something up here. Dahoud's ball intercepted. Do have the option of Nuri Sahin on the bench. Someone else who can pull the strings for Dortmund. Toljan lets Alaba have another try at that. Clearances from Socrates. What's worth noting, of course, is that both the goals have come from Germany internationals, Boateng and Thomas Müller. The header onto the crossbar as well was from Niklas Süle. Encouraging signals as we're just about to enter World Cup year after the seasonal holidays at the end of the month. There's Manuel Neuer, wrapped up against the cold. Hopefully we'll get to see him as well in the new year. That metatarsal injury to his foot keeping him out at the moment, though, although he's confident of running out for Germany and Russia. Pulisic cursing his luck that the ball didn't come through to him. Boateng makes himself available. It's an outstanding choice of central defenders that Bayern have, along with Mats Hummels. Alaba. Oh, sweet, sweet ball for Thomas Müller. And a good stop by Roman Bürki. Pulisic thought he was away and through on goal. That might have G'd things up a little. That ball was super. And it has to be said, an excellent save from Roman Bürki. Threw everything he had at it to keep it out, and, well, job done. Arturo Vidal caught a knock off of Omar Toprak there. Neither of those two is used to giving way. Schmelzer wasn't quite sure where he would throw that ball for a second. Pulisic, Kagawa, Jarmolenko. He does prefer to be out on that side. Toljan's cross was fairly ineffectual, sadly for Dortmund. Weigl. Guerrero. Oh, you can't call for a handball there, surely. Dortmund fans thought they should have had a penalty there, I think. Dahoud, that took a deflection. That'll be a corner. Well, some people would argue that case that his hand was coming up, but his hand was coming up to protect his face. That whole handball rule is a very difficult one. Corner from Kagawa. And Sven Ulreich has certainly benefited greatly from Manuel Neuer's injury. It's a very difficult thing for a goalkeeper to come in and play cold. But a good run of games has seen a big improvement in Sven Ulreich's performances. Toprak kept a sensible head when dealing with that ball. Dahoud has his pocket picked by Vidal, and likewise Weigl takes it off of Franck Ribéry, who's been quiet in this first 7 minutes of the second half. Müller with his hand up. Scored in 16 games in the Cup, Thomas Müller, and every time he scored, they've won. Jarmolenko. Leading Vidal a merry dance, but he didn't really take him anywhere. Dahoud saw where that needed to be played and eventually had to put it there himself. Martinez certainly seems to have got over that little bit of limping that he was doing at the beginning of the first half. Seems to be taking everything very easy so far today. No need for him to get out and start shouting on the touchline because his team are doing very well indeed. Ribéry, oh, close to Alaba, but not quite close enough. Dortmund going to make another change in a minute. Andrij Schürrle has warmed up. That was the stop from Müller's header. Normally, you'd have expected the net to bulge at that point, but a good stop from Roman Bürki. Toprak forced to go back. Weigl too long. They'll be able to make the substitution now. And it's Rafael Guerreiro who has to go. And Andrij comes on. He played in both of the cup games previously. Hasn't played much in the league. Shinji Kagawa is in, and he's chosen badly. Went for the far post, hit it with his left, and it faded across the face of the goal. Saw where he was aiming. Might have done better to have used the other foot. Didn't have a lot of time. Jarmolenko might have also been a better option. James. Ball was out of play. And as usual, player tells the referee's assistant he doesn't know what he's doing. Has no idea where the ball was. And a quick finger waggle. Toljan surrounded. Only one option to try and get it out. He's done well. Kagawa. Also going to run out of options if he's not careful. And that didn't go the way Dortmund wanted either. Did in fact come off of Boateng. But you're taught from very young onwards that you always put your hand up and appeal for the throw-in for your side. Regardless of whether you touched it or not. James moves it to Vidal. Vidal gives it back to him. Müller. Found Toprak in the way. Dortmund have won 4 of the last 10 cup meetings. They just don't seem to be doing enough to get a goal out of this one. I had an opportunity when Jarmolenko had his effort cleared off of the line by Alaba. Lewandowski hasn't had any really clear-cut chances. He did have that one little effort over his head that was quite exciting to see. Franck Ribéry makes his way from the pitch. Get the feeling he wanted a goal today. All smiles from Jupp Heynckes. My guess would be that it's Kingsley Coman that's coming on for Franck Ribéry, who goes off to rich applause Coman has scored once in this game, in this competition. Played in both games. It was nice greeting for Frank Ribéry from Jupp Heynckes there. Pulisic. Oh, that's great skill. Made it look so easy, almost as if it wasn't happening, the way he just lifted that ball over the challenge. Tonga into the night sky by Boateng, and an easy claim in the end for Sven Andrij. He was very happy to have a clean sheet against his old side last time out at the weekend. Five clean sheets Andrij has had this season. Roman Bürki here with the ball has had 6. Dortmund able to get their way into the penalty box again. That's good stuff. Surely a chance for Schürrle. And the flag's up. They're not taking any of the chances that they're... Well, that was an absolute gift. Schürrle offside. They've had 2 massive chances today, Dortmund. And if they'd have taken them, they'd have been on level terms. Although, to be fair, at 13 shots to 3, if Bayern had taken all of their chances, the score would be different too. Cut out by Dahoud. Could have ended awkwardly for him as well. Dahoud. Kimmich very nearly came away with it. Vidal in the centre with his arms wide open. Gets the ball, lays it off. James, Müller, back post. Everybody misses it. The ball's still in play. Coman keeps it in. Talk about chances not taken. Oh, a little half motivated little volley from Müller. Müller's ball was just diverted by Bürki, and that just poked it behind Vidal and Lewandowski. Probably the best Dortmund player on the pitch today so far in this first hour and 5 minutes for me, Roman Bürki. Dortmund have seen a little bit more of the ball in this second half. Schürrle trying to combine with Jarmolenko. The big man does well to earn a corner. Only the second one of the game for the visitors. Four goals in the league from corners before this weekend. Vidal coming off worse. Very important part of the Bayern machine, Arturo Vidal. Dahoud, some good movement out there from Toljan. It's a bit more like it. Kagawa, not exactly what the Germans would call a Kopfballstarker player, a heading strong player. Pulisic. Oops. Pulisic and Kimmich tangling. Both of them professional enough to know that there was nothing in that. Top rank. Kagawa. Toljan. They're trying to play. Some nice passing from Dortmund. Schürrle. Schmelzer. That was put away for safety by Sven Ulreich. Corner. Bayern have only conceded once in the league from a corner this season. Hammers hooks it away. Müller will not be fast enough. But he certainly wanted to be. Minutes to play. That is still time to stage a comeback if Dortmund do get one. Could make the last 20 minutes or so very interesting indeed. Another deflection and another corner. But they need to do something with the corner. Müller's header. And James and Schmelzer, I think it was, tangling. Schürrle. Don't know how long Andrij Schürrle is going to be happy at Dortmund. He's had very few games this season. Just 4 in the league, 2 in the cup. Dahoud likes those little tight circles that he turns in. Ball out of play. Schmelzer takes it immediately. Need to get some momentum now, Dortmund. Weigl. Schmelzer, first time ball into the box. That was a good cross from Schmelzer. Well, that's nothing serious for Boateng. He's had to stretch himself to kick that one out. He landed heavily. Another corner. That one hit the first defender. Dortmund might find themselves in difficulties, so uncharacteristic mistake from James. But no matter, the ball returned to Bayern's possession. Boateng's not looking to the bench at the moment, so I think everything's all right for him. Müller swaps it out towards Alaba. Little look up from the Austrian international. That'll go out. Corentin Tolisso is dressed and ready to go. And it'll be James that he'll come on for, I expect. Long ball out. Now the substitution can be made. And indeed it is. James Rodriguez, who has had his first taste of the DFB-Pokal. And it looks as if he enjoyed himself. Big handshake from the boss. Dortmund's opening up the other flank. Good call that, good tackle from Zula. Of course, he knows Jerome out on that far side. They played together at Hoffenheim. Toljan. Dahoud. There's a wall of red in front of him. He has to play it wide to Schmelzer. Schmelzer. Kagawa. Oh, sold the dummy beautifully. Back post chance. Keeper couldn't keep it out. Jarmolenko scores. Now we got 15 minutes of fun coming up. Dortmund smell blood. And they have their foot back in this game. Andrij Jarmolenko with his first goal against Bayern. Powerful header. Sven Ulreich couldn't stop it. So, now we've got a game on our hands. Pulisic won a foul. Was fouled, won a free kick. Now Jarmolenko's confidence has been boosted, as has that of Dortmund. Dahoud has his cross cut out. All of a sudden, Dortmund remember how to play. Excellent stuff, Pulisic. What a talent that boy is. Lewandowski coming back to help out. He's had a quiet game by his standards. Kagawa. Oh, a little bit of showboating, doesn't matter. Lewandowski with the foul, and he's furious. Throws the ball away. That should be a yellow card. And it's going to be too. A little bit of frustration, perhaps. He's not seen too much of the ball this evening. Well, that looks like Weigl left his foot in there to be tangled with. And that's what was frustrating Lewandowski. Can understand it, but a player of his seniority and basically his all-round position as an example to young players should have just how should we say, buttoned it. Such are the feelings when Bayern play Dortmund. The referee runs to keep out the way. Certainly a good move, bringing on Dahoud. Weigl wins the ball back. Toljan's gone for the shot. And why not? His first cup game for Dortmund. Kagawa foxed everybody. Sven Ulreich will probably think that he should have done better with that effort. He won't be alone. Two very talented youngsters there, Joshua Kimmich and Christian Pulisic. So at the moment, Thomas Müller's 40th minute goal, keeping Bayern in front. 10 minutes to play. Mike Pickle is right on hand. Thomas Müller was saying that he didn't agree with Mr. Pickle's judgment there. Or words to that effect. Doubled. Martinez. Exquisite ball. Perfect weight. Kept in. Tolisso. Dortmund have to be careful now. Müller. Toprak did well to put his foot in the way of that shot, because that had Iron Robin written all over it, that did. That was curling in from the left foot of the captain. It's funny how players get their characteristic moves assigned to them. I think they'll always consider that cutting in from the left and curling it into the top corner as a Robin move, regardless of who's executing it. Pulisic. Oh, he's been dragged back by Vidal. That's going to be a yellow card. Vidal knew he had to stop him, otherwise the American would have been long gone. Cynical foul. Too much attention on Toprak. Dortmund take it quickly. Well, they've given a much better account of themselves in the second half, Dortmund. But then it was down to them to come and attack Bayern, because Bayern were 2-0 up. Doubled. Can't go up. Schmelzer was his target. Good pressing from Dortmund. Pulisic. Schmelzer offside though, as that ball was played through. Raphael Fulton getting Peter Stöger onto his feet. That's where Schmelzer was offside. The ref's assistant saw it immediately. Nobody complained, but that might actually have been not the best of calls. Shoulder to shoulder. Socrates thinks that's not the best of calls either. Lewandowski knew he was coming. Two men, two shoulders, one ball. Lewandowski was expecting it, braced himself, got ready. Still won the free kick, perhaps a little fortuitously. Kimmich delivers it back to Burki. And the run now for Pulisic. This is what Bayern have not been wanting to see. The speed of the youngster. Might have opened up just a little bit. That one rocketed through. 4 minutes on the clock. So far away it wasn't. There was a big tug on Thomas Müller's shirt, and that was almost rugby from Socrates and Toprak. Sebastian Rudy coming on for Martinez. Another ex-Hoffenheim player. Martinez, 85% of his 98 Bundesliga games won. Sebastian Rudy played in both the previous cup games. And now we're going to see the last throw of the dice from Peter Stöger. And it is Jerome Toljan that's coming off. Alexander Isak coming on. 13 minutes in the Bundesliga so far. He's played much more in the cup. Scored one, set one up against Magdeburg. Wow, he'd be a hero if he got the equaliser now, that's for sure. Contemptuous pass from Lewandowski. Boateng said he took the ball. Fourth official Marcus Schmidt having a quick word with the old age pensioner there on the touchline. What a retirement he's had. Not Pulisic. It's the kind of dangerous Dortmund that we should have seen in the first half. To give Peter Stöger his due, he has reshuffled now. He's seen what's been going on, and it is a very new side to him. Not enough room there, too many red shirts. Little trip from Dahoud, and he'll have a yellow card as well. Exactly the same sort of cynical foul that Vidal executed earlier. Just a minute to go of normal time, but he didn't have anything on at the end of the first half, the referee. He must surely add some on at the end of this second half. Header from Toprak. Schürrle knew he was never going to get anywhere near that. Lewandowski runs it out of play. Four minutes to be added on. Isak was chasing it. Alexander Isak is a member of the Sweden under-21 squad. The important thing to do now is not to give up. holding Dortmund at arm's length at the moment. Good challenge from Müller. It's all in the timing. Isaac's onside. Isaac nearly scored. He looked across at the referee's assistant and he was so surprised to find that he was still onside. And in the end, came off of Boateng. Uli Hoeneß not so smiley now. Needs to be good. Socrates with a primal scream as he had a free header. But I think Sven Ulreich would have got there. Lewandowski landed heavily on his back. Weigl just turning his back a little and letting Lewandowski slip off it. There's nothing left on the clock. While the ball's up in the air and going nowhere, no one's going to do anything with it. Rudy. Coman. He's having difficulty keeping out of the way of the ball today. He's pinging around so much. Oh, just what you didn't need. Well, it looks as if it's going to be the first defeat at the helm for Peter Stöger. Always exciting, but not necessarily pleasant, is how he described playing the record cup winners. 4 minutes is up. Hasan Salihamidzic standing behind him there. Referee blows the whistle. The cup holders go out against the record cup winners. They made a fight of it in the end. Dortmund undermanned, really, without their big guns of Royce, Götze and Aubameyang. Now it's very big smiles from Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Uli Hoeneß. Their side get their name into the draw for the quarterfinals. There's some other big names in there, but there's some minnows too. The final score, Bayern 2, Dortmund 1.